Hey friends, if you're on Social Security or disability benefits, listen up. You now have exactly 3 weeks to prepare for the changes coming in 2026 that are going to affect your monthly check. Yes, just 3 weeks left. And I need you to understand what's happening because some of this is frustrating, some of it is helpful, and all of it impacts your budget. I'm seeing so much confusion out there, people getting bits and pieces of information, and I don't want anyone caught off guard when January 1st hits. So today we're breaking down all 7 major changes, the good, the bad, and what you can actually do about it. And stick around because at the end of this video, I'm also answering your biggest questions about the stimulus check situation that everyone's been asking about in the comments. Who's eligible? When's it coming? Is it even real? I'm going to give you the honest truth about all of it. So, take a deep breath, maybe grab a notepad, and let's walk through this together because you deserve to know exactly what's happening with your money. For those of you who are new here, welcome to Retirees Benefits. My name is Tony, and I've spent years helping people just like you navigate the confusing world of government benefits. I've been where many of you are, trying to make every dollar stretch, dealing with paperwork that makes no sense, and feeling like the system is designed to keep you in the dark. I break down complicated policy into plain English because nobody should need a law degree to understand the programs they depend on. I talk to experts, I read the fine print, and I translate it all for you. I've helped thousands of people maximize their benefits. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. Also, please write in the comments section from which city and state you are watching my video. It helps me understand where my viewers are coming from and what specific regional issues might be affecting you. All right. Let's get into the details. There are 7 critical changes happening on January 1st, 2026. Let's start with the big one, the cost of living adjustment. The Social Security Administration approved a 2.8% COLA for 2026. Now, I know a lot of you are hoping for more, and honestly, I understand that frustration. Here's what that means in real dollars. If you're on Social Security retirement benefits, your average monthly check is going from $1,975 to $2,031. That's an increase of $56 per month. For couples receiving Social Security, you're going from an average of $3,120 to $3,208, an $88 increase. Now, if you're on Social Security Disability Insurance, otherwise known as SSDI, your average benefit goes from $1,586 to $1,630. That's only a $44 increase per month. And for those of you on Supplemental Security Income, SSI, your maximum federal benefit is going from $967 to $994. It's not even reaching $1,000. Think about that for a second. They're expecting people to live an entire month on less than $1,000. I don't know about where you live, but that doesn't even cover rent in 3/4 of this country, let alone food, utilities, and medication. For SSI couples, it's even tougher. You're going from $1,450 to $1,491 per month. That's an increase of just $41 when everything around you is getting more expensive every single day. If you're wondering what the maximum Social Security benefit is at full retirement age, it's going up from $4,018 to $4,152 per month. Now, most people aren't getting that maximum, but it's good to know what the ceiling is. This maximum applies to people who earn the highest taxable amounts throughout their entire working career and who wait until full retirement age to claim. The reality is, very few people actually receive this amount. But if you're someone who had high earnings throughout your career and you've been strategic about when to claim, this number matters to you. Each year, Social Security releases information about who pays taxes into the system and how much. For 2026, if you're earning wages, you'll pay Social Security taxes on income up to $184,500. That's up from $168,600 in 2025. Now, this doesn't affect most people watching this video, but if you're still working and earning good money, just know that's the new limit where Social Security taxes stop being deducted from your paycheck. If you're a high earner who's still in the workforce, you'll see slightly more taken out of your check in Social Security taxes next year, but only on that additional income above the old threshold. This one is super important if you're on disability benefits. If you're in your trial work period and you're trying to work a little bit, You cannot make more than $1,210 per month without risking your disability benefit. Let me say that again for the folks in the back. $1,210 per month is the limit. Go over that, and you could jeopardize your entire disability check. So, if you're working part-time or trying to supplement your disability income, you need to track every single dollar you earn. This is one of those rules that trips people up constantly. I've talked to countless people who didn't realize they went over the limit by just a few dollars and then faced months of stress trying to sort out their benefits. Don't let that be you. If you're working while on disability, keep meticulous records of every paycheck. And here's something else people don't realize. The $1,210 is for non-blind disabled workers. If you're statutorily blind, the limit is actually $2,180 per month. But for everyone else, that $1,210 figure is what you need to remember. Here's where it gets frustrating. Medicare Part B premiums are going up from $185 per month to $202.90. That's roughly an $18 increase per month. Now, do the math with me here. Your Social Security is going up by about $56, but Medicare is taking $18 of that right off the top. So, your actual net increase is closer to $38 per month for the average retiree. And here's the question we're all asking. Why is Medicare going up by nearly 10% when Social Security is only going up by 2.8%? I've been asking that question, too, and I haven't gotten a good answer. It doesn't make sense, and you're right to be frustrated about it. The annual deductible for Medicare Part B will also increase to $283 in 2026, up from $257 in 2025. That's another $26 you'll have to pay out of pocket before Medicare coverage even kicks in. Let me break this down even more clearly, because this is where seniors really feel the pinch. You're getting a 2.8% increase in your Social Security check. That sounds okay on paper. But then Medicare, which is automatically deducted from most Social Security checks, goes up by nearly 10%. So right off the bat, a huge chunk of your increase disappears before you even see it. For many seniors, this means their actual purchasing power doesn't improve at all. In fact, when you factor in inflation on everything else, groceries, utilities, gas, rent, most people are actually falling further behind even with the COLA increase. If you're still working while receiving Social Security and you haven't reached your full retirement age yet, pay attention to this one. In 2026, you can earn up to $24,480 per year without losing any of your Social Security benefit. But here's the catch. For every $2 you earn above that limit, you lose $1 of your Social Security benefit. So if you earn $26,480, that's $2,000 over the limit. You'd lose $1,000 of your Social Security benefit for that year. Now, if 2026 is the year you reach your full retirement age, the rules are more generous. You can earn up to $65,160 in the months before your birthday without penalty. And for every $3 you go over that amount, you lose $1 of benefits. Once you hit your full retirement age, these limits disappear completely. You can earn as much as you want without affecting your Social Security. That's the good news if you're getting close to full retirement age. But for those of you who claimed early at 62 and are still working, these earnings limits can be really tough to navigate. You're trying to supplement your reduced benefit with work income, but if you earn too much, the government starts taking back some of your Social Security. It's a frustrating position to be in. And finally, this is permanent. If you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67. That's the age where you get 100% of what you've earned. If you claim Social Security at 62, the earliest you can, you'll get 30% less than your full benefit. But if you wait until age 70, you'll get 24% more than you would have at 67. So timing really matters when it comes to claiming your benefits. This is one of the most important financial decisions you'll make in your life, and unfortunately, most people don't fully understand it when they make it. I've talked to countless seniors who claimed at 62 because they needed the money or because they thought the program might run out. Years later, they're struggling on a permanently reduced benefit and wishing they had waited. Now, I'm not saying everyone should wait until 70. If you need the money at 62, you need it. But if you can afford to wait, every year you delay claiming between 62 and 70 increases your benefit by a significant amount. That's money you'll receive for the rest of your life. Who needs to pay attention to which changes? Let me break down who needs to pay attention to which changes, because not all 7 affect everyone equally. Retirees. All 7 changes impact you to some degree, but especially the COLA increase, Medicare premium hike, and earnings limits if you're still working. People on SSDI. You're looking at that $44 average increase, the Medicare increase if you have Part B, and those critical substantial gainful activity limits if you're trying to work at all. SSI recipients. The maximum benefit increase affects you directly, and since SSI, it doesn't automatically deduct Medicare. Your situation is slightly different from Social Security recipients. However, if you're dual eligible for both SSI and Medicare, the premium increase still affects you. Working seniors. If you're still earning income while receiving benefits, those earnings limits in change number 6 are critical for you. Going over the limit, even by accident, can result in a significant reduction in your benefits. Moms and caregivers. If you're caring for children or grandchildren while on benefits or receiving benefits as a caregiver, these changes affect your household budget planning. Every dollar matters when you're managing a household, and these changes need to be factored into your 2026 budget. Veterans. If you're receiving both VA disability and Social Security, these changes impact your Social Security portion. VA benefits operate on their own schedule and have their own COLA calculations, so you need to track both separately. You know, I was talking to a subscriber last week. Let's call her Sharon. Sharon is 68, living on $1,547 a month from Social Security. She was excited when she heard about the COLA increase, thinking maybe she'd finally be able to afford her medications without choosing between pills and groceries. Then she did the math. A 2.8% increase on her check is about $43. Medicare is going up by $18. So, she's netting $25 extra per month. That's less than $1 a day. Now, I'm not saying $25 doesn't matter. Every dollar matters when you're on a fixed income. But Sharon's grocery bill has gone up way more than that. Her utility costs have increased. And that gap between what things cost and what Social Security provides just keeps getting wider. That's the reality we're dealing with. And it's why I'm so passionate about making sure you know about every single assistance program, discount, and resource available to you, because that's how we bridge the gap. Sharon isn't alone. I hear from people like her every single day. They're making impossible choices, skipping meals so their grandkids can eat, cutting pills in half to make prescriptions last longer, keeping the heat down in winter even when it's dangerous to their health. These aren't abstract statistics. These are real people struggling every single day. Okay, I promised you the good and the bad. So, let's talk about the good news. It is an increase. Yes, 2.8% feels small, but it's automatic. You don't have to apply for it, and it's something. In many countries, benefits don't adjust at all for inflation. The fact that we have a COLA system, even if it's imperfect, is something to acknowledge. The system is stable. Despite fear-mongering you might hear, Social Security is not going broke in 2026 or even in the next decade. The program is secure, and these adjustments prove it's working as designed. The Social Security Trust Fund has enough reserves to pay full benefits for years to come. Resources exist to help. There are so many programs specifically designed to help people on fixed incomes. SNAP benefits, LIHEAP for energy assistance, extra help for prescription drug costs, state pharmaceutical assistance programs, and local resources through area agencies on aging. You can still maximize what you have. You can still optimize. Even if you're already receiving benefits, there are strategies to boost your income, reduce your expenses, and make the most of what you have. That's literally what we do here every single week. From finding unclaimed benefits to identifying programs you qualify for to learning about senior discounts you didn't know existed. There are also property tax relief programs in many states for seniors, prescription discount programs, free or low-cost health clinics, meal delivery services, and transportation assistance. The resources are out there, but you have to know where to look. All right, let's talk about what everyone's been asking about in the comments. Is there really a stimulus check coming? Who's getting it? When? Here's what I know based on the latest information from early December. Are seniors eligible? Based on everything I've read, yes. Seniors on Social Security and disability benefits appear to be included in the proposals being discussed. Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri introduced the American Worker Rebate Act, which models payments after stimulus checks sent during the pandemic. What's the proposal? Holly's bill proposes payments of at least $600 per adult and dependent child, so a family of four would receive at least $2,400. There's also been discussion of $2,000 per person payments, but the details keep changing. What's the income limit? Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has indicated there would be income limits, focusing on working and middle-income families. The exact threshold hasn't been finalized, but previous proposals have mentioned $100,000 or less in income. When is it coming? This is where I need to be really honest with you. President Trump has suggested checks could come around mid-2026, but this is far from certain. It's December now. Congress is wrapping up, and this isn't being treated as an urgent priority right now. Will it actually happen? Here's my honest take. Several Republican senators have publicly opposed the tariff rebate plan, calling it everything from a bad idea to insane. Many conservatives want to use any tariff revenue to pay down the national debt instead. Until I see this being pushed as a top priority with daily pressure on Congress, I'm skeptical. Real legislative priorities get talked about relentlessly. When something is genuinely important to the people in power, you hear about it every single day. Right now, I'm not seeing that level of urgency around this proposal. Budget experts have pointed out that the math doesn't add up. Tariff revenue is estimated at $200 to $300 billion annually, but $2,000 payments to all Americans would cost around $600 billion. That's a significant gap that nobody has explained how they'd fill. So, my advice, don't count on this money for your immediate budget planning. If it comes, it'll be a blessing. But don't make financial decisions today based on money that might arrive next summer or might not arrive at all. I've seen too many people get their hopes up about programs that never materialize, and I don't want that to happen to you. Here's your action plan for these next 3 weeks before everything changes on January 1st. 1. Calculate your actual increase. Take your current benefit, multiply by 1.028, then subtract the Medicare increase if applicable. That's your real number. Write it down. This is what you'll actually have to work with in 2026. 2. Revise your January budget now. Don't wait until you see that first check to figure out where the money needs to go. Sit down this week and map out your January expenses with your new numbers. Where will your money go? What bills are due? What can you adjust? 3. Apply for additional assistance before the end of the year. Programs like SNAP, LIHEAP, and prescription assistance look at your current income level. Apply now while your income is still at 2025 levels. Once your benefit increases in January, you might have less of an income gap to qualify for certain programs, so getting enrolled now could lock in benefits. 4. If you're working while on benefits, double-check those earnings limits. Make sure you're tracking your income and staying under the thresholds that matter for your situation. Set up a simple spreadsheet or notebook where you log every paycheck. It's tedious, but it could save you thousands of dollars in lost benefits. 5. Report your increased income to any means-tested programs you're on. Don't let them find out later. Be proactive about it. If you're on Medicaid, housing assistance, or other income-based programs, let them know your Social Security is increasing. It's better to report it now than face overpayment issues later. 6. Check your My Social Security account at SSA.gov. Verify your new benefit amount once it's posted. Make sure everything looks correct. If there are any errors, you want to catch them early before they compound. 7. Review your Medicare coverage. Open enrollment has passed, but this is a good time to verify what coverage you have for 2026. Make sure you understand your Part B premium, your deductible, and what your out-of-pocket costs might look like. 8. Look into state and local programs ***. Many states have additional programs for seniors that aren't well publicized. Property tax relief, prescription assistance, energy bill help, free meal programs. Call your local area agency on aging and ask what's available in your area. Listen, I know this is a lot. I know some of this information is disappointing. When you hear that your benefits are going up by less than 3% while everything around you costs 10%, 15%, 20% more, it's discouraging. But here's what I want you to remember. You are not powerless. The fact that you're watching this video, that you're reading this information, means you're informed, you're prepared, and you're taking control of what you can control. That already puts you ahead. Yes, the COLA is smaller than we'd like. Yes, Medicare is eating into that increase. But you know what? You know this information 3 weeks before it happens. You have time to plan, Time to adjust, time to apply for additional resources that can help fill the gaps. And you're not alone. There are millions of Americans in the exact same situation. And there are people like me dedicated to helping you navigate it. The changes coming in 2026 are real, and they will impact your finances. But with preparation, knowledge, and action, you can minimize the negative effects and maximize every dollar you receive. You've worked your entire life for these benefits. You've earned them. And now it's about making them stretch as far as possible. If this information helped you understand what's coming, please hit that subscribe button. We release new videos every week, specifically about benefits, assistance programs, and practical strategies for living on a fixed income. Drop a comment below and let me know, what's your biggest concern about these changes? What questions do you still have? I read every comment, and your questions often become our next videos. And if you want to stay on top of all the latest news, stimulus updates, benefit changes, anything that affects your income, join our community. We send out updates when things change, so you're never caught off guard. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you know about how these systems work, the better equipped you are to navigate them. The 2026 changes are coming whether we like them or not. But armed with this information, you can face them with confidence instead of confusion. You've got this, friends. We're going to get through 2026 together, 1 month at a time. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next update. Stay informed, stay prepared, and most importantly, stay hopeful. Better days are ahead.